Congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is urging you not to ignore this special message. Open it now. Your miracle is closer than ever, and this precious moment won't wait forever, my beloved child. The moment you have been waiting for is beginning to unfold, not like a sudden noise that startles you, but like the gentle dawn entering a place that has been covered in darkness for far too long. You did not pause before these words because of a meaningless coincidence. In the midst of busyness, worries, and countless voices pulling you in many directions, I am inviting you to quiet your heart and recognize that your story has never been forgotten. I was near through every season when you thought you had to walk alone. I saw the things you could not put into words, the tears you quickly wiped away before anyone noticed, and the sorrow you hid behind a calm appearance. Today, I do not come to pressure you through fear. I come to remind you that hope is still alive and that the door ahead has never been locked. I know you have waited so long that many times you no longer dared to expect anything. You once prayed with complete sincerity, yet the days passed and your circumstances remained unchanged. You watched others enter favorable seasons while you continued standing among unanswered questions. There were nights when you wanted to give up, not because you no longer loved me, but because weariness had reached the deepest place within you. Even so, you still woke up, still did what needed to be done, and still tried to smile, so that your loved ones would not worry. Others only saw you continuing forward, but I knew how much strength every step required. I do not take your perseverance lightly, nor do I consider weakness a failure. I was sustaining you in moments when even you did not realize that you were being held. Now I am leading you out of a way of living that only knows how to endure and into a life rebuilt through peace. I do not want you to keep waking each morning, afraid that the day will bring another burden. I am loosening the thoughts that have trained you always to prepare for the worst. Delay caused you to question your worth, but it was never proof that you had been rejected. Some things required more time, because I was not only preparing the circumstances, I was preparing you. I want you, when the opportunity arrives, to possess enough discernment to recognize it, enough maturity to preserve it, and enough humility not to lose yourself in what is new. The waiting period was not an empty room. It was the place where I strengthened your endurance, healed your wounds, and made your vision clearer. Do not let impatience drive you toward paths that appear quick but lead into confusion. Closed gates are not always obstacles. Sometimes they are protection. There were places you once wanted to enter, but if they had opened too soon, they would have brought you deeper pain. There were people you prayed would remain, yet their departure created room for you to learn self-respect. There were plans whose failure made you feel ashamed, but that failure prevented you from building your entire future upon an unstable foundation. I waste no part of the journey. I can use delay, rejection, and every time you had to begin again to lead you somewhere better than you ever imagined. I am bringing an end to the season in which pain was permitted to define you. This does not mean every difficulty will disappear in a moment, but its authority over your mind is weakening. You will no longer call yourself by the name of loss, nor treat one failure as the conclusion of your entire life. What happened may leave lessons, but it no longer has the right to become your prison. I am teaching you to look back without continuing to live there, to remember those who hurt you without allowing bitterness to control your present. True restoration begins when you no longer need another person to regret what they did before you can have peace. I will help you walk more lightly, not because you have forgotten everything, but because you no longer carry the old things like a burden you must hold for the rest of your life. You have not been overlooked among the crowd, nor placed at the end of the line in my love. I know your name, understand your limitations, and see the purpose still being formed through every experience. I did not choose you because you had never fallen. I love you even in the parts still being repaired. Your mistakes do not surprise me because I knew your frailty long before. What I desire is not that you hide every shortcoming, but that you remain willing to learn, accept responsibility, and return whenever you realize you have gone in the wrong direction. My mercy is not permission to remain in what destroys you. It is the strength that helps you rise without allowing shame to drag you back to the ground. Remember that I once opened a way where no escape seemed possible, sustained the faithful through seasons of scarcity, and protected those who trusted me in the midst of danger. Those stories were not preserved merely to beautify memory, but to remind you that human limitations are not my limitations. Yet do not demand that I repeat the same method every time. Sometimes I open a clear path before you, but at other times I give you wisdom to step out through a right decision. At times I change the circumstances. At other times I change your attitude so that the circumstances no longer dominate you. A miracle is not always everything around you changing immediately. Sometimes it is the moment you realize that you are no longer as easily controlled by fear as before. I am holding your hand as you pass through the hottest places of trial. I do not promise that you will never feel pain, but I will not allow pain to become the only thing left after this season. You will come out with wisdom you did not possess before, compassion for those who suffer, and the ability to recognize what truly matters. The fires that once threatened to consume you cannot take away your dignity, faith, and purpose unless you surrender those things to them. Let me walk with you through each day, instead of only asking to be removed from every difficulty. There are strengths you can discover only when you know that you are not alone in hardship. When threatening voices surround you, do not allow them to magnify themselves in your mind. People of old once stood among fierce lions, yet my presence prevented what was terrifying from carrying out its intention. In the same way, you may be facing slander, financial pressure, illness, betrayal, or an uncertain future. Handle each matter with wisdom, seek appropriate help, and do not act impulsively. I have not called you to deny danger. I am teaching you not to enthrone danger as your master. A threat may be real, but it is not the whole truth. The greater truth is that you are still loved, you still have choices, and you can continue forward with an awakened and clear heart. Stop believing that a miracle has come only when everything happens exactly as you imagined. My answer may appear as a new door rather than the old door reopening. I may bring someone who knows how to listen instead of changing the one who hurt you. I may not return what was lost, but give you the ability to build something better and more enduring. Resources may not arrive as one large amount at once, but through stable work, a skill being developed, and wise decisions in stewardship. Do not overlook small things simply because you are waiting for something spectacular. Many great changes begin through one ordinary act of obedience, repeated each day. I heard every word you whispered when you no longer had the strength to speak aloud. I heard prayers interrupted by tears, questions you feared you were not allowed to ask, and the moments when you could only sit silently before me, You do not need eloquent words to reach me. An honest heart is more precious than polished language without life. I know what you need before you can name it, yet I still invite you to open your heart, because expressing what is within helps you lay down what has been suffocating you. Speak to me about your anger, disappointment, and fear. I do not distance myself from you because of those emotions. I will help you walk through them so that they no longer determine how you treat yourself and others. Receive this reminder today as a beginning, not as a promise that causes you to sit still and wait. Rise and do the part within your ability. Bring order to what has become chaotic. Care for your health. Seek wise counsel. Address the debt you have avoided, and establish boundaries with relationships that drain you. Faith does not make you passive. Faith gives you the calmness to act without panic. I may open the door, but you need courage to walk through it. I may send help, but you need humility to receive it. I may reveal a new road, but you need to stop returning to the old place, merely because it feels familiar. My beloved child, the deepest miracle is beginning when you believe your life is still worthy of being rebuilt. You have not run out of opportunities. You have not been disqualified because of days when you were weak. You have not been abandoned in the place of testing. I am still holding your hand, still protecting what must be preserved, and still guiding you through each unclear step. Let today become the day you stop viewing yourself as someone pursued by failure and begin living as someone being restored. The pages ahead have not been written with the tears of the past. I am giving you discernment to choose differently, courage to begin again, and peace to wait without despair. Keep moving forward, because the light has never left the road, and I have never left you. Lift up your head, because fear does not have the right to speak the final word over your life. I know the past months have exhausted you so deeply that many times you only wanted to withdraw and no longer dared to expect anything good. You have heard too many voices saying that every door has closed, that this delay will continue forever, and that the wounds you carry will become an unchangeable destiny. But my beloved child, those voices do not come from me. I did not create you to live forever under the shadow of disappointment. I am teaching you to look higher than your circumstances, farther than what is happening before your eyes, and to remember that what I have placed upon your life cannot easily be erased by one difficult season. You do not need to prove your faith through public displays before others. I hear even the smallest agreement in the deepest place, where you quietly say that you still want to believe, though you have not yet seen the answer. That sincere trust helps you stand firm, while everything around you remains unchanged. Faith is not denying pain or pretending that you are no longer afraid. Faith is acknowledging that you are weak, while refusing to hand your future over to despair. It is continuing to walk, continuing to do what is right, and keeping your heart tender even after being wounded. I treasure that perseverance more than any grand declaration. No curse can define you when you know that you belong to me. No malicious word, betrayal, or delay has enough power to change the purpose I have placed within you. Some people tried to make you doubt your own worth. Some circumstances caused you to feel as though you were always late, always outside, or never good enough. But what others think of you cannot become a sentence over your life. I know you not only through your mistakes, your falls, or the days you lost direction. I see your ability to rise, your compassion, your faithfulness, and the light still within you. After everything you have endured, I can transform the very place that caused you pain into the place where you mature. Sorrow does not have to follow you forever like a heavy garment. The ashes of old dreams can become soil where new things are planted. Closed doors are not always losses. Sometimes they protect you from entering the wrong place. There were paths you prayed for, but if they had opened too soon, you would not have possessed enough peace to preserve what you received. Therefore, do not only weep over what has closed. Ask where I am leading you, what I am teaching you, and which habit I am freeing you from. When you look through wisdom, you will realize that many former rejections quietly protected your future. Your hour of freedom does not necessarily begin with a noisy event. It may begin the moment you decide not to return to what has repeatedly exhausted you. It begins when you stop seeking approval from those who do not know how to value you. It begins when you speak truth, establish a necessary boundary, seek help, or begin caring for yourself patiently. There are chains invisible to the eye, yet they have held your heart in guilt, fear, and self-condemnation. I am helping you loosen each knot so that you no longer react from old wounds and no longer sabotage good things merely because you fear they will soon leave. You have cried more than others know. You have wondered whether your prayers were heard and whether I was still near during days when everything was completely silent. I heard every whisper when you lacked the strength to speak aloud. I know the nights when your body lay still while your mind continued racing, and the mornings when you had to gather every remaining piece of strength to continue. I also saw the moments when you supported others while you yourself needed a hand. Not one tear fell without meaning. Your tears did not make you weak. They reveal that you endured very heavy things without allowing your heart to become hardened. I do not want you to rejoice only because a circumstance might change. I want you to rejoice because you are changing. You are learning to preserve peace amid uncertainty and to distinguish the voice of fear from wise guidance. You are realizing that victory does not always mean watching another person fail, but no longer allowing them to control your emotions. You do not need revenge to prove you are strong. You do not need to return to the place that hurt you, merely to prove you know how to forgive. You can release, move forward, and still keep your heart pure. This is the deep freedom I am building within you. Where there was once drought in your heart, I am teaching you to receive a new flow of hope, but understand that rain does not fall only to make you comfortable. It also causes seeds that have been sleeping to begin sprouting. Therefore, the new season will also require you to act. An opportunity must be prepared for through skill. A relationship must be protected through honesty. New stability must be preserved through discipline. Do not wait for everything to become perfect before beginning. Do your part with what is presently available, even if it is small. I can open the way, but you must be willing to walk. I can send helpers, but you must humbly receive them. I can give an idea, but you must diligently develop it. You were not ignored in seasons when others were seen, and you remained behind. I used that time to teach you what prominence could never teach. You learned to work without needing praise, love without waiting for repayment, and remain faithful when no one noticed. These qualities are becoming a firm foundation for the season ahead. When greater responsibility is placed in your hands, you will not easily become proud through praise. When more resources come, you will remember what scarcity felt like and know how to share. When you are given a voice, you will know how to use it to lift others rather than make them feel small. Even when the whole world seems to turn away, I do not leave you. Sometimes, My presence is not felt through something spectacular, but it appears through the strength that helps you live one more day, the wisdom that keeps you from making a dangerous decision, or someone unexpectedly checking on you at the right moment. Do not overlook ordinary signs of care. I am not present only in great moments. I am in every breath, every step, and every time you choose hope instead of surrender. You did not pass through the storm alone. An unseen hand kept you from being swept away, even when you did not always recognize it. Celebrate by living differently, not merely through temporary emotion. Let gratitude make your speech gentler. Let hope move you to care for your health, organize your work, and address what you have delayed. Let new freedom help you leave relationships that bring only confusion. A true miracle does not merely excite you for a few minutes. It redirects the way you live. It makes you more awake, responsible, and appreciative of what has been entrusted to you. I did not lead you out of darkness so that you would continue carrying the habits of dark days, my beloved child. What I am beginning is not intended to make you view yourself as greater than others, but to help you recognize that you too are worthy of love, restoration, and guidance. You have not been forgotten, crossed out, or determined by difficult years. I am still writing your story with new lines of wisdom, peace, and maturity. Move forward without needing to know every detail. Let today be the day you stop waiting for the past to give you permission to live. The chains within are losing their strength. Delay no longer defines your journey, and light is returning to the place once covered. I preserved you through things that seemed as though they would destroy you, and now I will teach you to build a life no longer guided by fear. The voices that once caused you to doubt yourself are gradually losing their authority, because I am placing my truth where condemnation occupied space for too long. You heard too many comments that weighed down your heart, too many accusations that made you think every mistake was beyond repair, and too many whispers saying that you would remain trapped in your present circumstances forever. At times, you believed them so deeply that you could no longer see the dignity I had placed within you. But now I am standing between you and everything trying to drown you. I will not allow the words of the past to continue ruling the present, nor the cruelty of others to become the mirror through which you see yourself. You have not been abandoned in the storm, pushed outside my care, or stripped of protection merely because you experienced days of weakness. I am still here, guarding you from what you recognize and from dangers you have never seen. When a door closes, you usually see only rejection, but I can see the wide space opening behind it. There were places you wanted to enter at any cost, but if you had been accepted too soon, you would have exchanged your peace, self-respect, or future. There were people you tried to keep, yet their presence only made you increasingly smaller, more exhausted, and more doubtful of yourself. Therefore, do not immediately weep over everything that leaves you. Some losses are actually freedom. Some delays are protective fences. Some rejections are leading you away from a road too narrow and into a wider place. I do not close what is good to punish you. I close paths that no longer fit, so that you will not continue placing your heart where it is not valued. Where you see only scarcity, I still see room for wisdom, creativity, and faithfulness to grow. You have become accustomed to measuring the future by the money you possess, the opportunities you lack, and the people who have not yet appeared. But my beloved child, resources are not limited to what you currently hold. I have placed within you abilities that have not yet been opened, experiences that once seemed useless but will become keys and sincere relationships that may lead to new roads. I will not teach you to live dependent upon luck. I will teach you stewardship, preparation, and how to recognize opportunity when it arrives. During scarcity, you will learn to use small things wisely. When abundance comes, you will not waste it, because you understand the value of everything entrusted to you. The sufficiency toward which I am leading, you will not only lighten today's burden, but help you establish a lasting foundation for the days ahead. As you walk through darkness, I do not promise that every part of the road will be clearly illuminated from the beginning. At times you will have only enough light to see the next step, and that will be sufficient. You do not need to know the whole journey before you move. Remain faithful to what you understand, do the right thing before you, and do not allow uncertainty to keep you standing still forever. I will guide you through deep peace, wise counsels, and circumstances that gradually become clearer, where there appears to be only dryness. I can cause new sources of life to spring forth. An idea may appear. When you believe you have exhausted every option, someone may arrive at the exact time you need support. A direction once overlooked may become the road that brings stability. I am not limited by the land where you stand, because I can teach you to find life in the very place that once caused despair. I am removing from your mind the confusion that made everything feel heavier than it truly was. You have spent too much energy imagining outcomes that never happened, analyzing every word spoken by others, and wondering what would occur if everything became worse. That anxiety exhausted you before each new day began, caused you to doubt even good things, and prevented rest even when everything outside was quiet. I am teaching you to return to the present, where you need only address what belongs to today. You do not need to carry the weight of the entire month in one morning, nor answer every question about the future immediately. Breathe more slowly, look at what is before you, and allow calmness to lead you. Clarity comes when you stop chasing every noise and learn to lay confused thoughts before me. I am also healing the pain you hid because you feared no one would understand. Some wounds left no outward marks, yet they quietly influenced the way you loved, trusted, and viewed yourself. You were hurt, and then told yourself that you had to be strong, so you denied yourself permission to cry, rest, or say that you needed support. But you do not have to continue hiding in order to be considered resilient. True courage is not remaining silent and enduring forever. It is daring to face what happened, name the pain truthfully, and seek healthy help. I will not shame you for the areas that need restoration. I will transform the places that once made you withdraw into sources of compassion, so that one day you can strengthen others without denying your own journey. Your scars will no longer remind you only of what caused pain. They will become evidence that you passed through seasons that seemed impossible and still preserved the ability to love, hope, and begin again. You do not need to hide your past, but neither must you continue living under its authority. What happened may explain some of your reactions, but it is not permitted to determine your entire future. I am helping you look back without being pulled into the old place. You will remember without trembling as before, understand without continuing to blame yourself, and forgive without necessarily reopening a door that repeatedly wounded you. This is a profound victory, not when the past disappears, but when it no longer possesses enough power to control how you live. A new season is opening, and the way you see yourself must be reset, according to the purpose I have for you. You are not the words others spoke in anger, nor the labels placed upon you before you understood your worth. You are not the sum of every mistake, rejection, or missed opportunity. You are someone learning, being corrected, and being led toward maturity. I call you mine, not so that you may consider yourself superior, but so that you no longer have to wander everywhere asking others to confirm that you are worthy. When you know you are loved, you will not easily give your heart to someone who only knows how to exploit it. When you know your value, you will no longer diminish yourself in order to remain in a place without respect. Wipe away your tears, but do not be ashamed that you cried. Tears did not make you weaker. They show that your heart remained soft after carrying very heavy things. I do not ask you to pretend to be joyful while you are still hurting, but I invite you not to build a home within sorrow. Allow yourself to grieve what was lost, then slowly open your hands to receive what is new. The peace I place within you may not make every memory disappear immediately, but it will prevent those memories from continuing to create panic. You will face situations that once frightened you with a different posture. You will know how to pause before reacting, search for truth before believing assumptions, and protect your heart without becoming cold. I am renewing strength within you, not so that you can continue carrying everything, but so that you learn to live within healthy limits. You once believed strength meant never needing anyone, never resting, and never admitting exhaustion, but that way of living depleted you. The strength I give does not push you to destroy yourself in order to prove your worth. It helps you say no when necessary, rest without guilt, and seek support without feeling inferior. I will raise you step by step through healthy habits, wise choices, and people who respect your journey. The weakness within you is not being despised. It is being cared for, so that a new endurance can be formed there. You do not need to display your trust through a number or a public statement for me to know your heart. I see the yes spoken in silence. When you decide not to return to despair, when you dare to begin again without complete confidence, and when you choose what is right, although no one sees. True faith is revealed in the way you live after the emotional moment has passed. How you keep your word, care for yourself, treat others, and remain faithful in small responsibilities. Let my presence become a lasting foundation, not only a passing feeling. When emotions become quiet, you can still know that you are loved, protected, and not walking alone, my beloved child. I am standing between you and the storms, not so that you will never encounter strong winds, but so that the wind will no longer decide who you become. I will help you build a deeper foundation, so that betrayal does not turn you bitter, scarcity does not make you greedy, and accusations do not cause you to hate yourself. Lift your head and walk calmly. The old season is closing in the way you think, react, and view yourself. The new season begins when you believe that you can still be restored, still love without losing yourself, and still build a future not governed by the past. I have never stopped seeing you, and I will continue leading you out of heaviness into a life of peace, strength, and enduring hope.